Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Rip.
Hello.
Hello?
Yep.
Anything?
Now I can hear.
Okay,
Hey,
now we're good.
hey! You didn't miss a whole lot. I was just describing that I am back from the dead because I wasn't here last week, which
No, you
means that I
were
literally died.
you were hanging out with your best friend, which isn't any of us apparently. So
Um, yeah, that sounds right. I mean, you guys are great and all, but like,
no, it's fine.
about that. But no. This is Death in Space, Nerds in Space, episode 7. Um, we'll kick things off here. But last we played, y'all went and tried to do some recruitment to see about
Getting
maybe
that piece.
taking down the Thorn. So you went and you talked to Roy, who was the leader of the Passels gangs, and
Not what I was expecting, by the way.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
I'd trust my kids to him.
Half of the time. Half of the
Until he
time.
got mad. Then he has anger issues.
Nicest guy ever.
he did find you fancy new jackets.
Yeah, and I didn't
Two of
take one.
them. I've
So
got two of
like,
them. So whoever wants one. I know.
I think
I know Hayes doesn't because he's like it's gonna clash with my robes. Sorry.
the next major metropolis center that you're at, I'm going to require you to find a either a leather worker or like a seamstress or something to turn the other jacket into a tiny leather jacket for the mouse.
Oh, for the
The
rat.
rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because that would be dope.
Also, you're assuming we're gonna live through this session, so that's the
Right.
biggest thing.
I
Find a
used
seamstress in space.
I used the term "you" generally. May not be you three specifically, but
By you, he means all three of our AI. That's what he means.
whoever loots the AI off your dead bodies.
I was gonna say some poor sap that stumbles upon our dead bodies and loots us.
Yes. Speaking of the AIs, the other thing that we left off to was that Mr. Mittens, the AI cat, has returned with an image of 8 standing outside of the Suro, the bar that um, Thorn went to. You are unclear if Hina is held there, but there's some conversations in which it is implied that that Hina might be there. So
He betrayed us. So yeah, we'll get into that.
anything that I'm missing in our recap?
So just to be clear, we are standing outside of the entrance to the Parliament. No,
Passels.
Passels.
Passels, and
So
we're by ourselves, just the three of us right now, right?
correct. You're
Yeah.
standing at the Hoghead door at the
Yes, that's right.
beginning of the tunnel.
Yep.
Um,
Roy hooked us up with some goodies to get ready for the war.
He hooked you up with a goodie.
Yeah, what
A
Did you want a
jacket.
jacket, by the way? I'd
No, I
asked.
don't want a jacket.
you can't be complaining about not getting goodies if you then fuck your goodies.
I'm
Alright,
gonna
so
look
we're all
this gift
standing at the
horse in the
bottom of the
mouth.
stairs.
Yeah. And I just found out that Mr. Mittens took a picture of
Yeah.
8 outside, and that's exactly where we left off. So
Okay.
we good to go?
Yep.
All right. So I tell you guys what's on the picture, and I say, "What the fuck do we do now?"
So just to be clear, it was just a picture of him standing outside of the Suro. That was
When
it.
he was supposed to be going to the Parliament.
Correct. Maybe
Yeah.
he went to the Parliament and then was like leading him there. I don't know.
To be clear, what the picture looks like is you can tell it's like the outside of the Suro because there's like tarps that kind of cover the entryway of the Suro.
Yeah.
And he's kind of standing outside, not looking towards Mr. Mittens or anything, but you can tell just by his profile that it is you can see part of his face, and as far as you can tell, there are no other individuals in the picture.
Okay.
But if you remember from our discussion a couple weeks ago, those
Shit
pictures
was
are
like guarded, weren't they?
those pictures are like kind of the like holograms
VGA.
from Star Wars, where
Yeah.
like it's kind of not super panoramic. It's not like a 8K picture. It's pretty shitty, so you don't see anyone else or anything, but you're pretty sure of the person and the location at the very least.
What the fuck, 8?
All right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys want to do?
I mean, we rallied Roy and the boys. We're going to the Suro, aren't we?
But I feel
Regardless.
like if we show up and the Parliament's not there, Roy's not going to be happy about that. Like we tricked him, which we did.
So are you wanting to run to the Parliament real
I
quick and
don't
rally
fucking
them
know.
in
What
like
do you
the
think?
next like 10 minutes?
Hayes?
I don't know. This is not turning out the way that we were hoping. If we go to the Parliament, what if 8 did go there and told them our plans? So now they're pissed at us. I say we just
What? Way to
we
go,
try this
Mufasa.
out and keep going.
So we're gonna stick with Roy and hope for the best.
I think so. He's pissed off enough. Let's let the train roll.
As long as that anchor doesn't head our way.
You can go
Well,
ahead and stand up front. It's fine. I'll stand behind you.
All right. I guess let's just wait for Roy. I don't know what else to do.
all right.
We we can't really
I
run. We
mean,
told him we have a
weren't they
ship waiting.
walking with us?
No, no. He said to meet him outside.
Yeah, y'all separated so that he could kind of go and get the rest of the gang, and also to give you like a moment to decide your next actions.
I'm definitely going to throw on that Passel's jacket. I want to get my holographic suit all dirtied up. That's what wear this leather jacket.
It doesn't seem to increase your defense at all,
That's
but
fine.
it looks rad.
All right. Give me that other jacket.
All right, I throw it over to Hayes. Sorry, Rat. You can have a small piece like at the bottom. We'll cut like a little square off for him.
Who knows? You might be in a situation where you can gather a lot of jackets very quickly now.
Good point.
We
They're
have no
covered
idea
in
how that's
blood.
gonna go.
Does
I
this
mean,
Operation Get Behind the Human Shields.
the two you have are already covered in blood, so it would just be matching.
can
But
I just put this in my armor type slot? It protects against nothing. Or does it need to
yeah,
go in a
Yeah,
personal
pretty much.
belongings slot?
I would say you can put it in your armor slot. I mean,
You can
it just doesn't
It
provide
does
any armor.
nothing.
you
Yeah.
can put in your armor slot. It protects against vaginas. Good luck.
Mufasa knows all about it, so that's why he's an expert.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know where to go with that one, but okay. What do you want to do? You're gonna hang out here waiting for him, or are you moving.
Do you guys want me to go scout the elevator and see if I see anybody coming down? What do you want to do?
How about I send Jinx?
Okay, that's fine. Can he take pictures, hopefully?
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
See how
can-
good
Okay,
your mechanic
okay.
was.
Yeah.
Just looking at Josh. All right.
I guess
I tell
let's
Jinx to go to the elevator, take a picture, and come back and show us.
dude, if there's nobody in that picture, I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Alright.
So if you remember, you are at the bottom of like a long stairwell.
Yeah.
And so it'll take a minute. But Jinx kind of flies off up the stairwell to go do that.
He can hit stair quicker than we could.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
But is there anything you want to do while Jinx is doing that?
Pray.
To
Okay.
who? Who are you praying
Just
to?
kidding, I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm going to
Jinx.
while we're waiting, I'm going to pace nervously. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, Hayes will pull out his knife, but he looks over at you guys, and there's a good chance that we're all gonna die here. I guess we're all kind of dead inside, anyways. But it's been a fun time with you guys so far.
I pull out my laser pistol, make sure it's all loaded. I've got a lead pipe in my other hand, and then I check the oscillating knife just to make sure it's good to go and tuck that away.
I once was a one-man wolf pack. Then I found two other wolves, and we are now a three-man wolf pack.
uh,
You're supposed to like howl at this point or
Yeah.
something. Like,
I was just gonna say.
Yes. In fact, that is exactly what you should do.
Also, it's not a purse, it's a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one. Alright, we're moving on.
Okay. So, while y'all are talking about nothing, then Jinx returns.
Okay.
You kind of see it kind of coming down the stairwell like in a big circle. It lands on the floor, kind of in front of you, and displays what looks to be a picture of the elevator. Kind of like from, remember, the common area is kind of in front of these things. So you see a little bit of kind of where those mobile beds were and some of the scaffolding around. But as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anyone standing at the elevator. At this point, the image of the elevator, which was already a little kind of blurry and inexact, you see start to like shutter, turning on and off. All three of you start hearing a kind of intense static noise. It at first sounds as if it's coming from Jinx specifically, but you do realize that it seems to be coming from all of the electronics from around you. At this point, the lights start to flicker, and two of the bulbs of these lights explode, kind of raining down glass upon you. And everything, as quick as all of this started, all of it stops. There's just calmness, there's no static, and Jinx grows two more wings.
What? Did he evolve like a Pokemon?
it's possessed, kill it. It's a demon.
Seriously, Jinx, what the fuck, buddy?
Caw!
Or as far as you can tell from your communications with Jinx, Jinx doesn't seem to have noticed that anything changed.
What kind of an AI did you buy, dude?
I look at Rat like expecting him to like evolve. Like, what the fuck? You do something cool.
Turns it from
He's just like
Rattata to
confused.
Raticate.
Oh God, I don't want to carry that in my jacket. Let's not do that.
Did I mention y'all are Team Rocket? Did we go? Did we cover
Yeah.
this?
It's not Mr. Mittens.
It's
It's
Meowth.
no, it's Mew and then Mewtwo. That's what I'm going with. Fuck Meowth.
It would then turn into Persian, which dope
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Eh,
Anywho, so Pokemon aside, Jinx doesn't seem to have noticed that anything has changed. You know, it's moving around as per usual. But from all of your experience, living in this universe and everything, none of you have seen any of that shit before. AI animals don't do this normally.
This not normally.
Okay. Let's get that checked out at some point, Hayes, if we make it through this alive. But
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Can you, by chance, pop out any guns?
uh,
Jinx kind of looks at you like, why would I have guns? I'm a bird.
Like
I'm
go
a
to the gun
bird.
show. He's like,
Yeah. It is an eagle and it's carrying 2 AKs.
wait, what?
So-
That's not American at all.
So
Yeah, he
if
stole them.
yeah, there you go.
From
If
beating all the copies.
can we still see the picture?
Yeah. The picture is back and displayed properly.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see if I see any people in the picture, or is it just
Doesn't seem to have been unchanged or unfazed
that's
by whatever just occurred.
that's great news. That's really good news. Okay, all right, good news.
Well, I think that we need to just keep going at it.
Just wait for Roy.
Wait for Roy and the boys.
Yep.
Okay, we're just gonna chill.
So you kind of wait. It's not a particularly long time. We'll say maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Then kind of the doors, the hoghead door kind of swings open. And you see Roy kind of step out, and he seems to be kind of surrounded to some degree by individuals in Passel kind of gear. You can imagine like biker jackets and those like denim vests that people put patches on. You
Yeah,
know that
yeah,
that
those.
that sort of
Yeah,
shit.
Fuck yeah.
like in
Uh,
Greece.
I was thinking more like what?
I was
the
thinking
fuck?
more
In
like
Greece?
punk and metal bands like now,
Okay,
not
all right, yeah, sure. Okay,
not
Like
the
Hell's Angel shit, bro. Like what? Like
uh,
Greece?
but
Mufasa breaks out a song and dance here
yeah.
soon.
uh,
No one choreographed for this? Like shit no.
the real question is, are you gonna change for Sandy?
Oh my god, I knew that was something was coming. I knew it.
So, Roy seems particularly intense. You can see that he's like not able to sit still. He's kind of like jittery. He just seems like he's got a lot of energy ready to go. He kind of looks around and the fuck do you do to the lights?
Must
Well,
it must have been a power surge, man. I don't know.
He's like walking around. You can hear the crunching of glass under his boots. He's just kind of looking around. He's like, that's weird. I don't typically we get a power surge, all the lights in the greenhouse to go out, but you know.
yeah, it
Um,
started doing this weird thing, and then he uses his origin benefit. So make nearby electronics emit static and crackling whispers.
Ooh, nice.
He kind of looks around. He's like, something's fucky. He's
It
like,
feels near.
I wonder if it's the Parliament doing something with the computers.
There's only one way to find out, Roy.
He he kind of like just reaches down and picks up a large shard of glass, and just seems to be kind of like holding on to it for possible use in the future.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
He says, "Okay, this is your rodeo. What are we doing now?"
I don't know how your operation works. You want to go loud or you want to go quiet?
I don't know the definition of quiet.
All right. Then I say we just march up to that fucking front door of the Suru Suru.
How many guns do we have amongst us?
Oh yeah, what are they armed with? Like I'm gonna look around.
So you kind of look around and you see that the vast majority of the Passel members seem to be carrying melee weapons. There's some knives amongst them, couple of baseball bat, like aluminum baseball bats. But it seems as if Roy is the only one who's actively
Hmm.
carrying a weapon, and he seems to be armed with a raid rifle.
Okay. I do want to
Um,
forewarn you. We should probably spread out as we go. Uh, on our lovely run-in with Thorn earlier, she had a whole bandolier of grenades on her, so keep that in mind.
well, grenade type objects, we don't know for sure they're explosive grenades.
Prepare for the worst, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many, I'm sorry, did you say of the Pastels are with?
There's four Passels directly with Roy. You're unsure if this is the entirety of the gang, or I mean, obviously you just killed two people a bit earlier, but there may be others still coming, but there's only four kind of surrounding him.
All right.
Um,
8 of us.
do
Okay.
you got more coming, Roy, or we good?
It's like I think this is all I got for now.
Oh my God, we're gonna die. Okay, let's.
Do you say that out loud?
Nope, nope.
Nope.
Uh,
Uh,
so I guess you're the boss. Lead the way. We'll follow.
uh, he gets kind of a smile on his face. He's like, I am the boss. And he kind of very self proud, by that. He starts kind of marching up the stairwell.
Okay. Oh,
His group kind of hurries to keep up with him. They're kind of in tow.
all right. The three of us are gonna bring up the rear, and we'll start following. I guess.
Don't you wish you had a jacket right now,
Nope.
Mufasa?
No, I do not.
He could probably find you one. Okay, so you kind of march up the stairs. It seems that the closer and closer you are to the common area where there may be some action, the quicker and quicker Roy gets. He's, at the bottom he was kind of moving quickly. At the top, he's going like 2 or 3 stairs at a time. He is on fire currently. You
Hmm.
can just see based off of his body language that he's slowly becoming the furious person that he was when you saw him murder the two earlier. He's getting kind of more and more red and more fervent as he runs up these stairs. By the time you've reached the top, he's like almost dead sprinting. You're having trouble kind of even catching up to him as he is. He's
I'm
on it.
okay with that. I'm all right with that.
Full
Okay.
juggernaut mode. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
sorry.
as Hayes is running up these stairs, there's a good chance that he catches his robes and just for fun.
Are you rolling a check to see if you trip up the stairs?
Yeah, I got a 9.
Well, that is less than a success. So you do trip up the stairs. Kind of as you're going, you kind of catch the front of your robe on the step as you kind of stand to the next step, just kind of losing balance. You kind of tumble. If you've ever fallen up the stairs, it's more embarrassing than painful.
Yeah, I've
Um,
done that many times actually.
yeah, and you hear like a slight crunch noise as you hit the stair, but probably nothing.
And then
Uh,
quickly get up to see if anybody saw you. That's probably what's next.
Yeah,
no, yeah.
gets up. I'm okay.
Uh, you you pretend like it didn't happen, but Mr. Mittens took a picture of it. Just for posterity. But
I'm gonna look at Hayes and go, "You want to get us Overwatch?"
Yeah, that's a good idea. Jinx, delete that picture and then go cover us from above.
um, so Jinx kind of takes off. You can see that it seems like with four wings, not only can it move a little bit quicker, but it seems a little more agile as well. It's making kind of dips and dives and turns at a rate faster than it was previously.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it manages because it is not burdened by stairs or gravity. It is able to climb the rest of the steps faster than Roy, and kind of zips out of the stairwell.
Okay. I don't want to go too far till Adam gets back, but um, I guess I'll just keep following for now.
Yeah, same. After I recovered and going a little
Uh,
slower now.
yeah, I mean
One
it's
step
way
at a
better than
time.
tripping down the stairs.
Did you say
Uh,
Mr. Mittens took a picture of it?
yeah, yeah.
Mr. Mittens, please upload that picture to all my social media accounts.
It is a little confused in that social media
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Right?
This is the ideal world. Uh, so, so yeah, you by the time that you reach the top of the stairs, the Passel members are kind of directly in front of you, and they are absolutely gassed. Roy has ran into the room. He's gone. Like, I mean, by the time you got to the stairs, you couldn't even like see him. And yeah,
By the time
yes,
we catch up to him, he's
Mr.
already gonna.
Mittens.
By the time we catch up to Roy, he's gonna be dead already.
Or
Uh,
killed everybody. You don't know. One of the two.
so you've reached the top of the stairwell, and you kind of exit into the common area, and you can see what looks to be a slightly sad Roy, that there was no one actively waiting for him. He he seems perturbed that he doesn't didn't have combat immediately, but he's like, what's taking you all so long? We gotta head up there. Um,
All right.
We're
he
coming, Roy.
After
We're
you.
coming. Lead the way.
as soon as you say like after you, he just like Usain Bolt, like he is hot. You can kind of assume at this point he either has like the most amount of energy, or he has some sort of amphetamines in his bloodstream,
Right.
or both.
Yeah. Right.
But he doesn't seem to be exhausted whatsoever. He is just dead sprinting. And
Remind me to get some of whatever he's got.
uh, he like is sprinting towards the stair to the scaffolding, which leads up to the Suro.
Oh shit, he's already there.
Well, he's headed that way.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
all right, okay. As I follow, by the way, I'm gonna pull my 9mm and my oscillator knife, and I'm gonna hold them solid snake style as we're heading towards the Suru.
I have never played those games. What does that mean?
Pistol in one hand, he's got the knife in the other.
Okay, like pointed downward.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The
It's
correct way.
wildly inefficient.
Not according to Solid Snake, sir.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going.
Mufasa, I didn't know you were a solid snake.
He's solid lion. Okay. So is anyone else taking an action while they're kind of trying to keep up with Roy?
No, I mean I've got Hayes has the knife out, kind of peeking around to make sure he can still see Jinx. And actually, as they're moving, he I don't know how good the communication is, but I'm like pointing towards the Suro to Jinx.
Jinx kind of takes off and heads in that direction.
Okay.
You see that it kind of perches up in the tarp canopy that outlies the outside of the Suro.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna look for some cover. Is there anything to duck behind? Is there anything
So you have the scaffolding itself, but
too close? Further back?
further back, then you've got you have the sleep pods that kind of line the center of the room. They do have a glass dome on top, but they're roughly, I would say, 3 feet tall.
Okay.
So you could kind of
Cower behind
Yeah,
one.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna do. I'm
I
gonna
think
cower.
tower is a pretty good word
I'm
for
gonna
it.
straight up cower and peek around.
Okay. So those are on the main level, and the Suro is on like a third floor.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware. Which means you probably won't be able to see into the door or anything. But
there's stairs leading up, like a lot of stairs.
it's not really stairs. It's like scaffolding that's kind of laying and welded into like a ramp.
Interesting.
Up
Okay.
the scaffolding. If you ever seen like scaffolding on the side of a building,
Yeah.
Like
that's
15 feet high, probably, give or take
So
ish.
it's 3 floors above me.
Yeah.
yeah, roughly.
Fuck. I guess I'm gonna keep going because I need to see what's going on.
Roy is actively running up that ramp. Just so you are all aware.
Are his 4 guys keeping up?
They're
Trying.
trying. They're trying. They are about as fit as y'all are. So while they had kind of the expectation that he would start sprinting and were a little more prepared for it, they are having just as hard a time keeping up as y'all are. They seem very gassed.
I guess we going up with boys. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want this to ruin before it begins by him dying or finding something out, so we need to hurry.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna run afterwards.
Same.
So
Nick, you coming?
Yeah, no, I am. I
Okay.
mean, my body's terrible on stats, so I'm definitely like lanky behind.
you are a little weak in that regard, but you have the longest legs, so it kind of works out. But you all start heading up the ramp as well. One downside to the ramps is because they are, like kind of coming up. You can't really see Roy, although you can hear kind of like stomp, 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 stomp across like this metal grating and like shitty welded ramps. So you can tell he is booking it just like a couple floors above.
All right, let's get.
Um,
Oh fuck! Get as quick as we can.
So you kind of head up the ramp some more, and you find yourself at the entrance of the Suro. What you see is Roy is standing in the doorway, and there seems to be 2 robot guards kind of lining the doorway. Because it's like a big opening, you can imagine just like an open stall. There's quite a bit of room on either side, but Roy seems to be talking to the 2 robots.
All right.
I want to get just close
wh-
enough that I can hear.
Whoever of you has the best savvy, go ahead and roll it.
-1 for me.
+3.
0 for me. So that's definitely you.
How the fuck did you get a +3 on something?
7 because I'm negative on all the others.
Right, he just got lucky on one.
I rolled a 17.
17? Okay. So so something kind of jogs your memory while you're heading towards Roy, in that you've seen these robotic guards before. They were standing in front of the door
The Parliament.
to the Parliament. Specifically, they were
His
standing in front
office.
of Monotone's office.
Fuck.
Those 2.
You never interacted with them, so you haven't spoken to them. You don't know what their purpose is, but they were previously guarding Monotone's door.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to get just close enough that I can hear what's going on without hopefully showing myself or.
So there is nothing to hide behind. This is just like an open floor.
Can we
There
hear
are
from underneath since we're running up? Like, can
Yeah.
you hear what they're saying?
you could you could try. You'd have to go back down a little bit, but
Well, I was running up fast enough that I didn't realize what I was running into, and I'm behind Roy.
Yeah. I
yeah.
guess I'm right there too.
Yeah,
if
same.
you can think of 8 people running on grading,
Really
you
loud.
couldn't really hear them as you were running, but now that you have kind of stopped at the start of this, then you see that they're talking. But you hear Roy kind of animatedly, yelling at them like, "What do you mean he's dead? I'm here to kill him." They they seem to be like arguing back, although their voices seem to be significantly quieter than Roy, who's actively screaming,
Who's-
at the top
who's-
of his lungs.
Who is he? I can't. I'm thinking this to myself. Who is he? I'm here to kill him. Who's he?
You know who.
Thorn is a she.
That's not who he's talking about.
Who is he talking about?
Who's he talking about then? Monotone? We already
Monotone.
told him
We
we
already told
killed him.
Monotone's
We
dead.
told him that
We didn't
we
tell him
killed
we
him.
killed him. We didn't tell him
Yeah.
we killed him.
Oh,
We said
that's fair.
Thorn killed him.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang back and wait and see how this plays out because I don't know what he's talking about.
So he starts like trying to walk into the Suro, and they kind of are just, like guarding. Every time he goes one direction, they kind of just move in his path, and you can kind of see him become more and more agitated. He already started at like an 11 out of 10,
Oh God.
but he's kind of like building up. But they don't seem to mind or even notice that he is becoming more and more agitated. They don't seem to care.
Can we get in there?
You asked the robots, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
One of them turns to you, negative.
Who is
Who
in
is in
there?
there?
The Thorn.
Anyone else?
That's need to know.
Roy, what's up, buddy? What are you finding out?
These fucking robots won't let me the fuck in. He's just like, about ready to burst. You could see him just actively shaking. Uh,
Have you guys always worked for the Thorn?
Negative.
Hey, Roy, who did you say you were here to kill?
All of them.
Okay.
What did the
Stopping
Thorn
him from
do to
killing
get
those
you
robots.
to work for her?
We've been reprogrammed.
Can we
Question.
plug into you real quick?
Negative.
Question. Is there someone named 8 inside?
They kind of like turn towards you, and Roy just jumps on one of them. He
Yes, I love
starts.
it.
He's carrying, on his back a rifle, and you assume, maybe some sort of melee weapon
And a
on him.
giant piece of glass?
Although you didn't see it, he's got a piece of glass, and he's actively trying to bite the neck out of this robot. He doesn't seem to be utilizing any of his weapons. He's just trying to tear out this robot's jugular.
It's a robot.
Uh, it seems to be panicking, unsure what to do, as it falls on its feet. The other robot kind of takes a step back, and pulls what looks to be like a small plasma pistol, from a sheath or a holster. I mean, and starts trying to level it at Roy, who is rolling with this robot on the floor.
I'm gonna pull up my 9mm and pop him in the face.
Okay,
Okay,
so
now
go ahead and roll for that, and this will be the start of combat.
had a very different take what I was going to do, but okay, go ahead.
Oh
Okay,
fuck.
what is range dexterity, right?
Dex, yeah. I'm pretty sure. No, it's tech. Tech.
Oh, I'm so fucked.
Tech is ranged attacks, understanding and operating technology, constructing
Oh shit.
gear, and tinkering with machinery and electronics.
I rolled a 16 somehow.
Okay, hold on 1 second while I look up what their defense rating is. Okay, you hit.
All right, now I need roll damage. All right.
The robot, right? What are you shooting at?
Yeah, the robot. The one that was
Okay.
leveling his pistol. 1d6, right? I think. Yeah. Three.
3. Okay. So you are actively aimed at this robot's head, but it was kind of like a quick reaction in response to it pulling its weapon. So you fire it, and it goes through the face panel, kind of in the cheekbone area, if it was a human. Um, it kind of knocks it off its balance, and it fires, missing both Roy and the other robot. But it doesn't seem to be particularly upset about getting shot in the face, uh, in that it's a robot. The face is purely for
Right.
cosmetics when talking to it. So it does kind of register you as combatants now.
Okay.
Um, so it you know the its kind of face panel turns from a kind of a slightly happy robot to a not slightly happy robot.
A frowny robot.
Yeah, but because you initiated combat, then you can decide who goes next.
Uh, Question: does this include Roy and the 4 other members? Are they included in combat?
So correct. You can choose any one of them. You can also choose the enemy as well. Of course, if you pick all of them, I'll be kind of doing the. Although I'll request that y'all assist me with rolls, but
Yeah.
I'll decide on their actions. But I'll let y'all roll to see if they hit and things like that.
Who is closest to me?
So next to you is really going to be kind of Haze on one side and Tick on the other.
All right.
And then the if you remember, the Passel crew was in front of you, kind of chasing after. So they're kind of scattered in between you and these robots.
Well, the Passel's crew is probably gonna go try and help Roy, so I'm gonna pass off to Tick.
Really? You're gonna pass it off to me?
Yep.
How about- So you just shot the robot, yes?
In the face.
In the face.
For
So I was like
3 damage,
I
right?
was like super
three.
focused on that bullet, like to the point where like something kind of like came into my brain. I almost like was watching that bullet really, really closely to the point where I almost felt like I could control that bullet a little bit. And like
Okay.
the void started taking over and I started controlling that bullet.
So if you remember, the inside of the Suro is full of like TVs and
Mhm.
holograms and kind of lights. As you are focusing on this, you don't perceive any change because you are
Like all I
dead.
see is that bullet for some
Yeah,
reason.
you are focused. Everyone else, on the other hand, notices as all of the holograms start, shaking and become staticky. All of the TVs and radios around start blaring out first a quiet static and then more and more and more. Although the static just becomes almost unbearable, uh, you feel as if it's speaking almost to you directly, although maybe in a language that you don't understand.
Is it
Uh,
just Tick?
Mhm.
Everyone sees that.
Oh, okay.
Um, okay, so what do you want to do with that?
I'm gonna bounce that bullet back and forth between the robots, like their faces, just like ping ponging it back and forth for
Okay.
for about a minute, I
Are
guess.
you fucking Neo? What is going on?
Uh, yeah. So, you are able to first cascade it from coming out
like
of the
like magic bullet that shit
yeah.
almost. Like,
What happens is as that bullet kind of exits the back plate of this robot, it doesn't seem to like zip or do anything crazy. It kind of just stops midair, turns to face the other robot that's currently arguing
Are you about to
with
hit Roy? All right.
no,
was kind of rolling
I'm
around,
just focused on the robots, but
and it kind of like flies through and kind of hits the robot in the second robot kind of in the chest area. So I will have to roll to see if you accurately hit it. You do hit it, but let's see if you do any damage.
so do you want like 1d4 or how are we doing that one? Or like how we yeah, what do you want me
we'll
to
we'll
roll, I
we'll
guess?
do a 1d4.
Okay.
It has lost some momentum because it's not actively being
2.
fired from a pistol. But you do hit the other one for 2 damage. Okay, so I will say that you can redirect it again on your next turn. You're continuing to control it,
Okay.
but you
Let's
can
see. Yeah,
only
it's allegedly for a minute, but we'll see.
yeah.
That's
Well,
fair.
I think each round is 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like how
Uh,
Combat is
long?
structured into rounds representing about 10 seconds.
10
10
seconds.
seconds. Okay.
Okay. So,
So chances are by the time it gets to everyone, I wouldn't control it anymore at that point.
well, that's one entire round. So
Oh,
you can
so
Yeah,
you can
each
6
round
move
is
this
10
rounds.
bullet
seconds.
Got it.
6 times.
Got it. Okay.
I didn't know that you had this power. This is awesome.
Nor did I.
God damn.
Who goes after Neo?
You're like a goddamn superhero, Tick. You gotta pick next.
Uh, bu- 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 bu-
I get to pick next to, or
Yeah, you
Hold
pick
on,
Yeah.
hold
next.
on 1 second.
oh, I didn't say I
Oh.
thought Josh was yeah.
Sorry, we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Fucking Justin's Pokemon evolved, and then Tick can control bullets with his mind.
It's gonna start getting a little more crazy, and we should do it.
Yeah, nope, you're good. Okay, you can decide who is next in combat.
Yeah, I guess the boys are gonna keep rolling. Hayes, what do you got after seeing all that?
Yeah,
Uh,
so
Really quick, don't forget that you do have your AI animals as well.
Yes. Yep.
yeah.
So, just as a reminder, there's technically even more combatants in this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use a void point, but I'm gonna do a risky attack. And the risky attack is trying to stab/disarm the pistol from the robot.
The one that
And
the one
so,
that I shot.
yeah. It says a risky attack can deal more damage to the opponent, but exposes the player character to danger and counterattacks.
Dude just cut his fucking hand off.
And since you're using a void point, you can roll twice and keep the better.
Yep. I don't think that I want to do it that way. Because it would be, well, either way, it's 6 and 8.
Okay, so it's almost impossible for you to notice that the void is increasing when it's so heavy right now with whatever Tick is doing. But instead of it feeling like an outside force, coming from all of these electronics into you, it almost feels like it's coming from you outside. So both of those were a failure, a 6 and 8. So go ahead and roll a 1d6.
Yeah. Are you looking at the risky attack?
No.
So if
No.
it fails, the targeted opponent gets an immediate counterattack against the attacker, in addition to their other actions in the round, and chooses who acts next in the round instead of the attacker.
Yeah, so because you used a void point, but you failed the roll, you're gaining void corruption currently. So I will do the enemy action after you check to see if void corruption happens. So you'll roll a 1d6, and if the result is equal to or lower than the current amount of void points after you've spent, then you would gain corruption.
I got a 5,
Ooh, you're
and I
good.
have 3 points.
Okay, so you do not gain any void corruption. So the enemy gets an immediate action, right?
Yep.
And then gets choose who goes next.
Okay, so right now you kind of all three are interacting, near it. There are some people kind of scoured about, but right now it's pretty focused that it just got shot in the face. And so it's going to shoot at Mufasa,
Of course
who
it is.
just shot at it. I don't know what your defense rating is, but is it a 19?
It's actually a 25. So
What is it actually?
I believe 13.
13.
It's actually 25. I was like, there's no way.
12 plus dex is what your
What is it?
defense rating.
12 plus your dex, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
then it's an 11.
Ooh, okay. So you kind of get shot. You're kind of facing it with your arm outstretched. You've got that knife in your other hand, Solid Snake style. That bullet kind of pierces through one part of your arm that's holding the knife. It seems to have not hit bone, luckily, but it does deal 3 damage to you.
Oh, Jesus.
And
They hit something major, didn't it?
it kind of like just tears through some skin here, but like kind of through your bicep as it kind of passes through. You
So
are
that arm.
lucky to have not hit the bone. You
So
can
that
still
arm
hold
is
the knife, but it's it's bad.
okay.
But it is going to pass the turn to the other robot, who kind of takes its action to attempt to kick Roy off of it. Roy doesn't seem to be doing a hell of a whole lot of damage biting at this robot. He doesn't also seem to care that much, but the robot attempts to kind of like, Roy's on top of it and is going to just try to kick him off to get some distance. He does kick Roy, knocking him kind of aside, but not hard enough to really do any damage or anything. He just kind of adds some distance from himself to Roy. He is going. The robot is
He can
going,
technically pick the other droid
Yeah,
again.
he can pick the other robot again.
which you will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck.
So he's the robot is going to kind of see that the Roy's been kicked away from the other robot, which leaves him to be a much more open target than he was previously, where the robot had to like try to aim to try to not shoot its companion, and it is going to miss horribly.
Sure, Roy gets lucky.
Uh,
Okay. Yep.
it it just fires, but it plans the shot just a little bit wrong. Roy stops in place a little bit too quick, and it fires behind Roy. So the robot is going to choose Roy as the combatant. Roy realizes that he's been shot at.
Real
He
quick,
also
can Roy go again, or did he not? Oh no,
He
Mufasa
hasn't gone.
started this.
Yeah, I started it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So Roy realizes that he's not really getting anywhere biting at this robot. As happy as that made him feel, it's not doing a hell of a whole lot. So he pulls out his raid rifle. And he kind of levels it. He's firing it, hip firing it, not even aiming really, but he hip fires it at the robot that he's been biting at, and he probably should not have been hip firing it, as he levels a bullet directly into the floor. You're not entirely sure what's below the Suro, but sucks to be whatever it was.
They've all
But
cleared out at this point. Let's
Hopefully.
be real.
Roy is going to call to his crew to assist him. So he's going to the closest of the Passels is going to go next. Whoever can do it, I'll have you roll for me.
We can each roll for one. Who wants to go?
I
I
have
mean,
it up.
there's 4 of them. Yeah, we're here.
1d20 minus, I'm assuming. What's their body?
Their body is. Sorry, I probably should have looked at that.
Are
All
they all
good.
the same? They're like quadruplets.
Body is +2. Yeah, they're
Ooh.
Damn.
equally trained. They're equally trained. They are all identical.
We both got 4. Funny.
So yeah.
Ryan, you want to roll one?
Well, no, only one's going, right?
Oh shit!
But they're picking each other.
I was gonna
So
say
I'll
there's gonna like I
Oh,
was
do
gonna
you
say
want
we
me to roll
assume
for one
do all
then?
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 2 of them, so we just need
Ryan,
one
you
more.
do one.
and And so far, all three have missed.
4,
Yeah.
4, 10.
9.
9. They all
Okay.
suck.
So they kind of like lunge at the robot with their knives and bats, and it seems as if although they're in a gang, they're not really used to gang warfare. They're
Course.
mostly just kind of like they
Hippies.
extort and beat people up as needed, but they don't actually get into like gun and knife fights very frequently. So they seem to kind of be kind of flat-footed, not really sure what to do, and tend to miss. So really, the only combatants that they have to
Yeah.
pass the turn to is the AI. So we'll start with Rat.
I'm gonna have Rat try and so the second robot, the one that got shot in the chest, not the first one that he shot at, but the second one. Just like try to aim for like the ankle, like go for the Achilles tendon or something to see if we can't like mess up one of their legs and try and do some damage with his bite attack.
Yeah.
Second. You just oh yeah, D13. Okay. Nope. Nope.
So Rat attempts to bite at the ankles to you know, knock this robot prone, but seems to hit like a metal plate. Doesn't seem to really have enough oomph to do a hell of a whole lot.
Mr. Mittens, you're
Mr.
up.
Mittens.
All right, so Mr. Mittens saw me get shot, flies off my shoulder in a rage at the robot that was attacking me, and just tries to claw its fucking chest apart. That's what he's going for. And remind me again, they just get 1d20 straight up, right?
Yeah.
13.
13. That is a hit.
Hell yeah.
And then damage is 1d6.
1d6. Yeah.
And remind me, you're the one that got shot in the face.
Yes, the one I shot. And then shot me in return. 2 damage.
Okay. And last but not least, Jinx.
Jinx is going to.
Yes.
Just to be clear, you're not going to describe the epic way in which Mr. Mittens tried to avenge me?
Yeah, so I was kind of debating seeing if it actually hits first, which I don't know if it does. So it will swoop down and try to attack the face area and pull. It's like trying to pull at the bullet hole of the
Okay.
one that you shot and just try to rip its face apart there.
Okay. And have you rolled yet? So I don't have the roll room open because I got
One,
too much stuff open.
Did you say
One.
1?
one.
So it kind of swoops down, and it's not even close. It got distracted or something.
Flew into the wall like an open window or like a closed window like normal birds do. They just fly into a window.
Yeah, it hit a glass pane and no. So it is going to go ahead and start the initiative again with Mufasa.
Back to me.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to use a void point.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a risky attack.
Okay.
I'm basically going to try and put my pistol like up right under the robot's chin and blow its brains out.
Okay. Like kind of like up through its head.
Yes. And I get to roll 2d20s.
Then tell me what the better of the two is.
Rat didn't hit, right?
Correct.
Fuck. Next one better be good. 10.
Okay, so you kind of close the distance that's in between you and this robot. You kind of reach under, kind of towards their chest, and kind of turn at the last second to fire under their chin. It, you've gone too far. You've like reached up and it just fires directly into the ceiling, missing the robot's chin entirely. Um, Go ahead and you kind of feel, as you fire that, that time has slowed down to a certain degree. The light seems to dim as you feel what it's almost like an electricity is passing through you. But instead of feeling energized, you feel like it's almost sapping your energy. Roll me that 1d6. And how many void points do you have?
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Do you
So it
have 6
doesn't
void
matter.
points? Okay,
No.
cool. So the energy kind of passes through you, and although unsure of what that was, it didn't seem to have any effect. That
Okay.
being said, that robot does,
Get a
uh,
counterattack.
having you approached and closed that gap. It doesn't have the reaction, and you're too close for it to just fire directly at you. So it just swings to sucker punch you in the face. Uh, okay. You said you have a. What's
Ele-
your? What's that?
11.
So it does hit you for. Oop. Can keep it on the table. An additional 1 damage.
Oh my god, I'm down to 1.
Oh
Um,
shit.
so it kind of like glances off of your orbital bone. You are assuming that that will be a black eye later, but today it's not the biggest of your problems.
Okay.
It's gonna go ahead and choose the other robot to go, who attempts to fire at Roy again. Uh, it kind of heads off in the wrong direction, exploding one of like the screens that was displaying advertisements on it. Kind of shatters into both glass and sparks as it fires. Um, it is going to then choose the other robot again. This time, it when it punched you, you kind of stepped back just slightly, and it's going to turn and fire its gun back at you.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm toast.
Well, unless your defense dropped to 8, then it does not.
Oh, thank
Uh,
god.
it fires, and you can kind of feel its heat as it passes through your clothing, but does not hit any actual meat. Um, it's going to go ahead and choose. We'll go with Tick.
I guess I'm still just like centralized on that bullet. I'm shooting it back to the robot that got shot in the head.
Okay. So uh, I'm gonna say that you were able to hit it again, and you kind of catch it through the abdomen area. If you want to roll me another 1d4.
One. Starting to lose, little momentum, little kinetic
Yeah,
energy, so makes sense.
it's slowing down each and every time it passes through
Yeah.
one of these metal objects. And let's be honest, bullets fired through metal. The bullet ain't looking super hot
It's probably
anyway.
super shroomed. Yeah, like it's so calculated.
Your own concentration is the only thing keeping this bullet from just like disintegrating. And who would you like to go next?
Mufasa. Have you gone?
Yeah,
It's already gone.
yeah.
You already
Mr.
won.
Mittens is
All
all
right.
I got left.
Ow, Mr. Mittens. Then Jesus, this thing bit me.
All right, so Mr. Mittens is still hanging on the chest of this motherfucker, clawing away, trying to dig into its innards.
Those metal claws, like this thing. Jesus. Jeez.
14,
14. That's a hit.
5 damage.
Holy shit. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Who would you like to go next?
You know what? I feel like Jinx needs to redeem itself, so we're gonna go to Jinx.
All right. 11.
11. So Jinx kind of swoops down, kind of like a red-winged blackbird, as it tries to go for
Fuck
the
those
back of
things.
the head, because that's it's where it thinks you're not looking. And the robot kind of glances in its direction, and it kind of veers off course, not expecting the robot to look at it.
How much health does this fucking robot have, by the way?
Could have
Well,
a lot.
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Oh,
It's
Jinx.
actively leaking what seems to be motor oil. The hole in its face has kind of started to spark, and you can tell that there's like a small fire in behind one of its
Okay,
light,
all right.
LED light or eyeballs. Seems to be on fire.
Okay.
Uh,
Hayes seeing Jinx do that and the robot look away. Hayes uses that as time to come in and try to stab his knife through the robot's head. Did I mention I was using a void point?
no, but that's fine.
Shit. I took one away, but yeah. 3 and a 15, so I'll go with the 15.
Yep. So you do hit.
And that blade is fuck, oscillator knife.
He's gotta only have 1 health left, right?
I
Hopefully.
don't remember what the oscillator knife
Oscillator knife
was.
is 1d6.
Perfect. Two.
Okay. So you kind of stab your oscillator knife through the bullet hole, and kind of like twist it,
nice.
in, kind of jarring whatever mechanisms are behind that. It still seems to be alive, but it is actively on fire. The fire seems to be growing out of its head. Um, but it's still standing.
Well, so is it just the 4 goons left?
4 goons, Roy, and Rat.
Rat.
I think since he's still hanging out by the one robot, he's gonna still probably try and bite at the ankles to try and knock it down and stuff like that. So better, but still didn't get it.
It continues to bite at the kind of the metal plating.
You can see the like prints finally in the metal, but like his little heat prints. But no,
Yeah. There's definitely some scratches on the metal. It's scuffed now, but not enough to really, knock it prone or anything.
and then what? We got Roy and the goons
Yep.
left. So I guess at this point, Roy, he's always probably gonna go before the goons. So
Roy is going to hip fire at the robot it's been he's been actively struggling with this entire time. Again, he should probably not be hip firing as he fires and it singes a little bit of Tick's clothing as it kind of whizzes past.
It was definitely a Passel jacket, right? Not my holographic suit.
Yeah, it's the Passel jacket.
Oh, thank God.
And it adds a little bit of character, but whether it's character you wanted,
Goes with the blood
say.
stains. It's fine. Bullet
Yeah.
hole.
And he's gonna have the 4 members go. So they're gonna do 2 and 2. So I'm gonna have Hayes roll for 2, and then I'm gonna those 2 are the ones attacking the one that Roy's been attacking, and then I'll have Tick and Mufasa roll for the other 2, which is
So all at the same time.
sure.
Okay.
They're technically in order, but it doesn't.
1d20 plus 2.
Plus 2.
We got a 4, a 20, a 5.
And
Do we
you gotta
need to
do
do
one more. You
Just
have to
got
do one
those
more. Yeah.
weighted digital dice, and I
6.
love it.
So only one.
Only one hit.
So
Oh,
one
who-
got a
who-
nat 20 though.
No,
Or was it a
rolled-
nat?
No.
Not a
It was
nat.
an
No, it was
18
a
plus.
18.
Yeah.
Who rolled the 20?
I did,
Just-
but one of them.
So one of the
Okay.
first 2, yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna go ahead and it's been kind of the robot's been tussling with Roy, and this Passel member's got this aluminum baseball bat, and just kind of swings and tries to do a home run hit to launch its head just across the room. This is an attempt. He does nail the head, although it doesn't come loose, but it does leave a big divot in both the head of the robot and the bat. Go ahead and roll for damage on that.
Is that a 4 or a 6?
That's a 6.
6.
Oh damn.
Fuck yeah.
That is pretty good. It also is shooting sparks out of it. It does not seem to enjoy having large pieces of its circuitry just absolutely smacked wide clean with this baseball bat. But the Passel member who did that is going to, and it's now again the start of initiative, right?
Yep.
Everyone's gone.
Yep.
He is going to pass the turn back to Roy,
Who's
who
done
is
fucking nothing so far.
and continues to do nothing. He continues to fire in any direction he can just see. He seems to have let the rage just consume him, and he's he's not a sniper. We'll leave it at that. But he will pass it back over to Hayes.
All right. Well, I'm not going to use. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say the last thing that you did was stab the thing in the face, so that's kind of in the general vicinity of where you're at.
Yep. He's going to just pull the knife out and try to do it again.
Okay. Are you using a void point this time?
No.
Okay.
10. So he's got another void point.
You did gain a void point. So you remove the knife and you shove it again, but this time instead of hitting dead into that bullet wound, you hit just south, and it glances off one of the metal plates that align its face.
I'll have Vink swoop in.
Okay.
4.
Yeah. So
Your
yeah,
Pokemon
although
sucks.
Although it seems to be totally reliant on these four wings, it doesn't seem to have mastered them fully, and it misses.
Have we started a new round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The only one who's gone is Roy, and you and Jinx.
okay, then I'll have Tick jump in.
So the bullet just went through the one that's super flaming, right?
Yeah,
That's
almost
like
dead.
on fire. Yeah, I'm gonna like have the bullet just like kind of zip around and go right back through the one that's on fire.
Is there
Then
anything of the bullet left?
I mean,
Uh,
almost like little parts. Like I almost feel like it's now becoming like buckshot, if
it
anything.
is much more buckshot than it is
Yeah,
actual bullet.
yeah.
So it's leaving larger and larger holes in objects as it moves through it.
It did one damage as it went back through.
Okay.
Again, I mean, it makes sense what's going on. So.
Yeah. So it fires and kind of goes through the shoulder panel of it. It seems relatively unfazed, but that's because the rest of it is on fire. The shoulder, it doesn't really give a shit about. It just got some servos. That's about it. So, but who would you like to go?
Rat again is gonna try and bite at the ankles of the other one. One of these times he's gonna get through with those little teeth, I tell you. And now is not that time.
Okay, it continues to scuff their shoes. It's not damaging them, but it is pissing them off.
Mhm. Rat's gonna go to Mr. Mittens.
All right, Mr. Mittens is just fucking determined to rip this thing to shreds. Still ripping through the chest. He's done 7 goddamn damage to this thing. Let's finish it
I
off.
know, right? Come on. Some crazy claws on Mr. Mittens. I'm scared of that fucking thing.
18.
18. Okay,
Damn.
Mr. Mittens is actively clawing and biting at some open
Pulling wires.
surgery. Yeah, it's like doing surgery on the chest cavity currently.
If I've learned anything about cats, they love wires and biting through them.
And it does a whopping 1 damage.
Okay, so you see like a large chest panel fall off of this robot, which normally wouldn't be a ridiculously, big issue. But what happens is there's a large void in the center of this robot. And if you know anything about cats, is that if there's a spot that they can fit into, they will do it. So Mr. Mittens jumps into the chest cavity of this robot and is just thrashing around inside of it until it starts seizing up entirely. You can see it's moving in kind of jerking motions and collapses. That robot has
Damn.
died.
I'm gonna rename you Wolverine, Mr. Mittens.
No.
So the robot that has been tussling with Roy is still alive.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, so Mr. Mittens is just gonna throw it out over to the posse. Actually,
Okay. So the two that were fighting the dead robot turn towards the living robot.
okay.
And so go ahead and if y'all want to roll.
Justin rolls 2. Adam and I roll 1.
Yep.
Sorry, one d20 or what am I rolling?
1d20
Yeah, plus
20
2.
plus 2.
18 and 9.
13. That's
5.
good.
Okay, so the one that rolls the 13 kind of also has a baseball bat and swings and hits the robot in the chest, kind of knocking it. Now it would have maybe fallen down if not for the one that rolled the 18 being behind it and just uses that momentum of the robot falling to swing and hit at it with his bat. They're kind of, you know, uh, bumping it back and forth to some degree. So go ahead and roll for damage on the two.
13.
For the
and
18, he got a 6.
Damn.
And Adam uses the other one, 13.
He got a 5.
Got a 5.
Ooh, 11 damage. That fucker's dead.
Damn.
Okay. One of them kind of hits it, knocks it, and the other one just nails it. And you can see as he hits it kind of in the back, the front of it just expels circuit boards and parts. If you've ever taken apart a really complicated piece of machinery and ended up with screws once you put it back together, just loose junk flies out of it as it collapses. At this point, kind of the dust settles. You kind of are looking at the damage of these mangled robot corpses. Mr. Mittens crawls out of the one, and at this point, the robots start making a beeping noise.
Oh, fuck. Run. I'm going to start running. Mr. Mitten's going to start running.
I really wanted to play Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangsta from Ghetto Boys from Office Space, but I don't want to get us blocked.
Yeah. We don't need a DMCA, please.
I'm gonna run as well, but into Suro is where I'm gonna be running, not like down the scaffolding.
Yeah,
or anything
I was
like
going
that.
to do the same.
I'm heading down the scaffolding with Mr.
Oh.
Mittens.
Okay.
I have 1 health, gentlemen.
You're gonna be hobbling down those scaffolding.
Yeah,
Remember how
I'm
you
sliding.
Crawling your way down the
sliding.
ramp.
Yeah.
In Super Mario Sunshine where you can like spray some water and then power glide
Yeah,
on it?
yeah.
You're just doing that with your own blood. Uh,
He's just Spider-Maning it with his own blood.
exactly, like belly sliding down. So you kind of hear like beep, 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 beep. As first the one with the destroyed chest cavity explodes. The other robot does the same shortly thereafter. You don't hear its beep over the explosion of the other one, kind of rocking your eardrums. All you can currently hear is very, very high pitched squeals. So
What happened to running the castles?
no one yelled out to run. So they did end up figuring it out. But
For the record, I did yell run.
did you yell,
Yes, I
or you just
did.
Yeah,
said
he
you ran?
did yell
I
run.
yelled
Okay.
run.
Okay, so in that case, Roy, being kind of his energetic self, he books it. You see before the explosion happens, those who ran into the bar, he sprints like past you, and just does like a dive behind the bar. You see the 4 Passel members seem to be a little slower on the uptake. They see one of you go towards uh, the ramp, and then he sees the rest of the crew headed into the bar. They kind of split the difference 2 and 2. The explosion kind of goes off. The 2 that were running into the bar are launched into the bar, knocking over some tables as they kind of roll. The 2 of you that ran into the bar are able to take some cover at the last minute, each taking 1 point of damage.
Ooh.
The 2 that ran towards the scaffolding, Mufasa, you kind of like slide down at the last minute down this ramp, avoiding the most of the blast. But you see as these 2 Passel members are launched by the blow off of this 3rd
Oh,
floor, and scream as they fall and collapse into a crunch of metal and gore, as they get bugs splatted on the windshield of the ground floor.
Of life.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Ugh.
yeah. You're kind of all rocked by that noise. right now all of you have really bad tinnitus, but you you seem to all be alive, which is more to be said than the rest of the group. So Mufasa does not take any damage for going one level floor of down towards the floor. So
Okay. So I'm just gonna lay there in near death for a second and try and catch my breath.
so the two of you that are in the bar, you kind of are looking around at this bar is actively on fire. You see tables knocked over. You see all of the screens are kind of covered in shrapnel as parts of the robot's body just, generated. You realize that the tables that you were behind probably shouldn't have been good enough to save you, but it seems as if most of the shrapnel kind of generated in the wrong direction. You see Roy stand up behind the bar, and he's actively yelling something, but with the tinnitus of the bombs
Yeah,
that have
I'm
gone
just
off,
like, what the
nothing.
fuck? Yeah, ma, yeah, ma.
Nah. And finally he grabs Tick and he's like yelling something. And like slowly uh your the sound comes back first as like just a low, you know, you only hear the bass in someone's voice to then being able to pick up a little bit more. And you just hear him repeating over and over, "Fuck, that was cool." Uh and
I like hear that and I just grab
he's
his
like,
shoulders and I'm like, fuck yeah, it was.
and he just seems just super ecstatic.
I'm
As
gonna just slap him across the face, like, yeah.
he just like kicks over it like like some table rubble, and
He
it's just
loves it.
he's just super into it. Uh, you see that the two Passel members who were kind of scorched by the bomb but survived inside of this bar, they seem less excited about the whole situation. Uh,
Get him.
they kind of like are slow to get up. They obviously have hurt themselves by getting launched, but they seem at least happy to be alive.
So I'm still like holding on to like Roy and I'm like, Thorn. Like that's what I keep saying, like Thorn. And see if he like
Uh,
snaps out of it and is trying to like, oh yeah, that's what we're going here
Yeah,
for.
while they're
so
doing that, can I see anyone else in the bar?
yes, so you kind of see them yelling like at each other, Roy and Tick, but you kind of do a pan. And when you pan over to the back of the bar, you see that the door to Hina's office is now open. You see what looks to be the shadow of someone standing in the door frame. And that is where we will end today's game.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
no.
Oh my god, dude.
You're still alive. Barely.
Barely.
Barely for
Barely.
Mufasa.
Literally everybody else is untouched.
Yeah.
I got a
No,
damage.
yeah, from the blast,
I got
but
the damage as well from the blast, yeah.
also I can't wait till next session so we can find out what the fuck is going on with Tick and his goddamn Matrix moves.
Out of
Um,
character, we now know. But
Yeah,
yes,
I was gonna
in
say, yeah,
character.
you should know now.
I don't.
Look in the advancements.
We can talk about it after we stop
Well,
recording.
yeah,
Yeah.
To
I'm
not
gonna.
like ruin the recording, but yeah.
So, really quick, I will say that how much health does the AI animals have?
One.
1.
They don't take damage then. I will leave them alive. Uh,
They're smaller.
I'm like, if they had 2 health, they're totally taking the damage. But no, they are able to scurry away quicker into uh, uh, let's say in between plating of these welded floors, so they don't take any damage.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
got some singes, but nothing too bad for a robot.
Let me know when to.
Any other actions before
I
we
don't
call it?
think so.
Amazing.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Whether you're watching this live on Twitch or on the YouTube or any of the podcast apps that we upload to. If you enjoy, let us know. Definitely, leave us a comment or something. But have a wonderful evening. Until next time.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye.